In the summer of 2021, a young couple began a journey that seemed straight out of a dream. Endless roads, national parks, and a life built entirely around travel and social media. What started as an inspiring adventure, however, would soon turn into a tragedy that shocked and captivated audiences around the world. At the heart of this story were Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie. Gabby Petito was 22 years old, vibrant, creative, and full of ambition. She had a strong passion for travel and hoped to turn her lifestyle into something more, building a career as a content creator and sharing her journey with a growing online audience. Alongside her fiancé, Brian Laundrie, she set out on a cross-country road trip across the United States, documenting every step of their experience. The couple transformed a simple white van into their temporary home, preparing it for months of life on the road. Their plan was to explore national parks, capture breathtaking scenery, and embrace the increasingly popular van life lifestyle that had taken over social media. At first glance, everything appeared perfect. Their online presence reflected happiness and freedom. Photos and videos showed them smiling, hiking through dramatic landscapes, and enjoying the beauty of places like Utah's Red Rock deserts and Wyoming's wide-open wilderness. To anyone watching from the outside, they seemed like a young couple living their dream, unburdened, adventurous, and deeply in love. Gabby's content in particular painted a carefully curated image of joy and exploration. Sunsets over mountains, campfire moments, and scenic drives gave the impression of a peaceful and exciting journey across America. It was the kind of story that inspired thousands of followers who dreamed of doing the same. But behind the polished images and edited clips, a much more complicated reality was unfolding, one that the public could not see. As the trip continued, signs of tension began to emerge beneath the surface of their travels. What looked like a carefree road trip was slowly becoming something far more troubling. The contrast between their online presence and what was happening away from the camera would later become a central focus of the investigation and public discussion. In August 2021, a police bodycam video captured an interaction between the couple after a reported domestic disturbance. Gabby appeared distressed, emotional, and overwhelmed, while Brian remained relatively calm. At the time, the incident did not result in any major legal action, but in hindsight, many would later view this moment as a warning sign, a glimpse into a troubled relationship hidden beneath a polished exterior. Days later, Gabby's communication with her family became sporadic, then stopped entirely. Her parents grew increasingly worried. Text messages seemed unusual, calls went unanswered, and the vibrant young woman who once shared every moment of her journey had suddenly gone silent.
Did you get hit in the face?
Newly released police body cam video shows more of the moments from an August incident in Utah between Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie.
We want to know the truth if he actually hit you.
I guess, yeah, but I hit him first.
Where did he hit you? Don't worry, just be honest.
He grabbed my face. Like
slap your face or what?
Well, he grabbed me with his nail, and I guess that's why it looks. I definitely have a cut right here because I can feel it.
Yeah.
When I touch it, it burns.
The video, taken more than 5 weeks before Petito was discovered dead near a campground in Bridger Teton National Forest. Moab City police pulled over the couple's van on August the 12th, separating Petito and Laundrie after they said a witness reported seeing a man hit a woman in the face.
She gets really worked up, and when she does, she swings and she had her cell phone in her hand, so I was just trying to push her away.
Well, to be honest, I definitely hit him first.
Where'd you hit him?
I slapped him.
You slapped him first? And then just on his face?
He gets kind of just shut up.
On September 11th, 2021, Gabby Petito was officially reported missing. As the search began, a shocking development emerged. Brian Laundrie had already returned to his family home in Florida, alone. He did not report Gabby missing. He did not speak publicly. Instead, he remained silent, hiring an attorney and refusing to cooperate with investigators. Within days, Brian himself disappeared, turning the case into a nationwide mystery involving two missing individuals, one presumed victim, the other a person of interest. The story exploded across social media platforms like TikTok, where users analyzed every detail: videos, timestamps, body language, and locations.
CNN, Gabby Petito texted and FaceTimed with her mother, Nicole Schmidt, throughout the trip. Schmidt later reported that her daughter had described increasing tensions between herself and Brian Laundrie as the trip progressed. On August 24, 2021, Petito told family members that she and Laundrie were on their way out of Utah and heading to the Teton Mountains in Wyoming. On August 27, 2021, a couple vacationing in Jackson, Wyoming, reported witnessing a commotion at the Mary Piglet's restaurant. Nina Angelo recalled seeing Petito crying and Laundrie angrily going in and out of the restaurant and displaying rude behavior toward restaurant staff. An anonymous Mary Piglet's employee later told CNN she had witnessed an incident that day at work, but declined to give further details. Nicole Schmidt later reported that she received an odd text from Petito that same day, reading, "Can you help Stan? I just keep getting his voicemails and missed calls." A later search warrant noted that Stan referred to Petito's grandfather, but Gabby never referred to him in this way. Finally, a pair of hikers took a video that included footage of Petito and Laundrie's van in the Spread Creek dispersed camping area between 6 p.m. and 6:30 p.m.
Amateur investigators joined the search, sharing theories and clues. Never before had a case unfolded so publicly, with millions watching and participating in real time. Then came a crucial breakthrough. A travel vlogger reviewing her own footage discovered something significant: a white van parked in a remote area near Grand Teton National Park. The van matched the one Gabby and Brian had been traveling in. Authorities quickly moved to the location. On September 19, 2021, the search came to a devastating end. Gabby Petito's remains were found. The news sent shockwaves across the globe.
FBI agents descending on the Florida home of Brian Laundrie today, removing boxes and bags of evidence. The family Mustang towed away as the fiancé of Gabby Petito remains missing. The young couple, originally from Long Island, had been on a cross-country trip this summer. Petito disappeared in late August, and a body matching her description was found in Wyoming Sunday. New audio from a 911 call made in Moab, Utah in mid-August.
We're driving by and I'd like to report a domestic dispute.
Leading to police stopping the couple, seen here in police video.
We drove by and the gentleman was slapping the girl.
He was slapping her?
Yes, and then we stopped. They ran up and down the sidewalk. He proceeded to hit her, hopped in the car, and they drove off.
Laundrie returned to Florida on September 1st in their van, without Petito. No word yet on what authorities discovered in a hard drive owned by Laundrie. A search warrant issued last week, allowing police to look at his browsing history, previous texts, and pictures.
The young woman whose life had seemed so full of promise was gone. An autopsy later confirmed that her death was a homicide, marking a tragic conclusion to the search, but raising even more questions. Attention quickly shifted to Brian Laundrie. A massive manhunt began, focusing on the dense and unforgiving terrain of Florida's nature reserves. Weeks passed with no sign of him. The public speculated endlessly. Had he escaped? Was he hiding? Or was something else at play?
The FBI conducting a relentless search for Brian Laundrie, the boyfriend of Gabby Petito. He's now infamous. Laundrie wanted on a federal arrest warrant and was last seen nearly 2 weeks ago when he left his home in Florida to go hiking and never returned. He is a person of interest in the death of his girlfriend, Gabby Petito, whose body was found at a campground in Wyoming 1 week ago. And Tracy, the FBI returned to the Laundrie family's home in Northport, Florida, to remove some of Brian's things that have DNA on them, we've been told. Some type of DNA testing will be executed. What will those items be used for? I mean, what is your gut telling you? Because obviously, you know, you've done this.
So my gut would tell me, doing things like this in the past, is that those items, particularly those with Brian's DNA on it, would be used probably to compare against Gabby Petito's body.
Then, in October, human remains were discovered in a previously flooded area of a nature reserve. Dental records confirmed the identity. It was Brian Laundrie. Nearby, investigators found a notebook. In it, Brian reportedly confessed to killing Gabby. The case, officially closed, left behind a haunting silence. While the immediate questions had been answered, the emotional weight of the story lingered. How did a relationship that appeared so happy deteriorate into violence? What signs were overlooked? And how many others might be experiencing similar situations behind closed doors?
Spoke with Wyoming coroner Dr. Brent Blue, who determined the cause of death due to manual strangulation, throttling. What does that exactly mean?
Throttling just means done without an instrument or done with hands to choke someone. There are indications that this was a domestic violence case.
What are those indications?
The indications basically were that she was traveling with a partner.
Experts tell us Gabby's killer must have been filled with a violent rage. They say the attack must have continued long after Gabby had lost consciousness and stopped fighting for her life. Forensic pathologist Dr. Priya Banerjee reviewed the autopsy for Inside Edition. Of all the ways to take somebody's life, this has to be one of the most disturbing.
Oh yeah, it's very up close and personal and almost like anger or rage filled towards that one person. And there's plenty of times where you could stop, before the person passes out. Generally, it's like less than 30 seconds to lose consciousness, but it takes a few minutes to really deprive the brain of this life-sustaining oxygen to kill someone.
Dr. Banerjee told me that Gabby likely fought back and left scratches on the killer's hands.
Thinking that she was a normal, healthy girl, she's going to fight back. Really just punching, kicking, wriggling out, anything you can do to escape. I mean, that's a normal response.
One of the most disturbing elements of this case was the contrast between reality and perception. To the outside world, Gabby and Brian were living a dream, traveling, exploring, and sharing their love story. But social media only showed one side. The curated highlights masked a deeper, more troubling truth. This disconnect forced millions to confront an uncomfortable reality. Not everything we see online reflects what is truly happening. Gabby's story also sparked a broader conversation about domestic violence. Experts pointed to the warning signs, emotional distress, controlling dynamics, and isolation as critical indicators that are often overlooked. Her case became a powerful reminder of the importance of recognizing these signs and taking them seriously.
Smile and love of life made people gravitate to her. Gabby Petito loved life, loved people, and loved experiences. She was the bright light in everyone's life that knew her. Gabby's family does not want that light to dim, and they want to make some good from this awful tragedy. That's why they're starting the Gabby Petito Foundation. I'm joined today with Joe and Tara Petito, with Jim and Nicole Schmidt, and close friend Gary Ryder. They're going to make some statements, and after that, we're going to take some questions. Nick. No?
I just wanted to say thank you to everybody that we encountered out west in Wyoming, all of the law enforcement agencies out there and across the country for doing an amazing job with locating.
In the aftermath of the tragedy, Gabby Petito's family transformed their grief into purpose. They began advocating for victims of domestic violence, working to raise awareness, support those in unsafe situations, and ensure that others might be spared a similar fate. Through their efforts, Gabby's memory continues to have an impact far beyond the story that first brought her global attention. Even as time passes, the questions continue to linger. What if someone had stepped in earlier? What if the warning signs had been noticed and understood in time? What if things had unfolded differently? This story is not only about a crime, it is about perception, silence, and the struggles that can remain hidden behind outward appearances. It serves as a reminder that behind every viral headline is a real human life, someone with dreams, emotions, and a future that mattered. And in the end, What began as a journey filled with hope, love, and adventure slowly turned into something far more tragic. A road trip that ended in silence.